this is Shanice Abernathy, and this is episode 1, season 2 of HiveTV.
Life. Is it just a number? It makes me wonder. Waiting for the cloak of night to hide it in my slumber, I can't hide from all this cumber I'm covered in, regret that I cannot wash clean from my hands like the dirt I dug my feet into that day. I still remember the things we'd say. The words coated in honey, drenching the pain like a great river flooding from within. Is this the end, or where we begin? Is this more than just a simple sin? Someone tell me when I can quench this thirst for meaning, this same old way our hearts keep beating, the feeling of fleeting ignorance as events change our minds and souls, tying together our content in the idea we are not alone. But the truth is, we are always alone.
Our first feature is about a war that's been going on within our country, the war on plastic bags.
The war on plastic bags may be a little known war amongst high school students, but it's still very important because it has an effect on the environment and even our own lives. The American people alone use around 100 billion plastic bags per year, and about 90% of those people reuse plastic bags. The plastic bags that aren't reused are sent to dumps where they can take up to 1,000 years to decompose, or they end up in streets and rivers and waterways where animals can choke on them.
I've heard that a few states have tried putting bans on plastic bags so far.
And they're trying to put taxes on them to get people to use them less frequently, and try to help the environment. And it's also happening in places like Italy and China.
Well, the excessive use of plastic bags can lead to a lot of extra garbage being put into dumps.
They're filling up in landfills, and they take like thousands or 1,000 years to decompose, so they're going to be here for a while. And then they're adding to like plastic vortex or trash vortex in the Pacific, and that gets to the animals and they kind of choke and die on them. It's the year 2030. It's been 10 years since the plastic bags took over in 2020. I remember 2015 when we thought we were so fancy with our plastic bags. We used to put food in them. We used to use it to take our gym clothes back and forth. Now, they've taken over. Meanwhile, we were using them for everything. They were choking the animals, and then they came after us next. The year 2020, that's when it all ended. Plastic bags!
Upsides would be there wouldn't be as much pollution in the environment and everything, and we wouldn't use as many resources to produce them.
An alternative to plastic bags is basically that we can carry things around.
An alternative would be to use paper bags, which are easily recyclable, and reusable cloth bags, which you can reuse for years at a time.
I would sign a petition to ban plastic bags because it's kind of like you can find a different way to carry your things around, and you can find different things to put trash in.
A ban would be excessive. Like, there are still good uses for plastic bags, so maybe restricting the use of them would be better than just outright banning them.
In the end, everyone has mixed feelings about the plastic bags. This has been Shanice Abernathy, live from HiveTV.
Wow, what a debate on plastic bags. Our next feature is going to be about schools' tardy policies.
Many students here at Center High School are all too familiar with Center's tardy policy. While it isn't your everyday 3 strikes you're out, there could be major consequences if someone decides to push their limits. Today, we've gone out and asked a couple of people what their views and thoughts are on Center's tardy policy. I'm Jacqueline Buffington, reporting for HiveTV.
Each student is allowed a certain number of tardies each quarter, and then if they exceed that number of tardies, then they get a warning or a office detention for after school. And then if they continue to receive tardies, then they start to get days of in-school suspension. And so it can be progressive. So if you get 11 tardies, and you can have 1 day of in-school suspension. And then if you get 12 and 13 and 14, it can be 2 days, and then up to 3 days of in-school suspension. So
I think that the tardy policy is set within the school just to make sure that students are in class learning when they need to be, so that the teachers have as much time without disruption and kids in the hallway and coming in late. So you guys have enough time to go to your locker, get from class to class, but so that for a majority of the day you're in the class when you need to be learning.
supposed to be used for students to be able to use the restroom, get things out of their locker, really transition from one class to another, and really take care of anything that's personal that needs to be taken care of at that moment. The reason the policy is set the way that it is so that we can make sure the kids are getting to class on time. I'm open to fighting for other ways to do it. I think that there are times where students can be given multiple days of in-school suspension, and that it may not address the problem necessarily. There are students that have had multiple 3-day suspensions, and it didn't necessarily deter them from getting more tardies.
The next time that you get a tardy, these rules are set in place for your benefit to get you in class and get you learning. This is Jacqueline Buffington reporting for HiveTV.
Hey guys, this is my first video ever, and so I just tell you what it's about. It's a show called Levy Rants, and I rant about different things that get on my nerves entirely. I cannot stand it when people stare at me across the room like they have something to say. What is it that you gotta tell me? You staring at me for a reason, so what is it that you gotta tell me? Another thing that I can't stand is when people burp and then breathe in your face. Why? Why would you do that? Why? I'm trying to figure out why the fact that you thought I wanted to smell your funky taco breath. I didn't want to smell that. I can't stand it when people make short jokes.
Oh my gosh, you are so short.
No. Okay, I acknowledge the fact that I'm short. I know I'm short. I'm proud of my shortness. But can you not? I mean, another thing that I can't stand is the fact that every time when you doing something, somebody else got to get all up in your business. I'll be on my computer typing away on my essay, and then some little gonna come over there and come all up in my computer like, what you doing? It's none of your business what I'm doing. I'm doing my work. When I forget things, obviously I can't stand that. I feel like an old person, like 102, when I forget everything. It irritates me and makes me mad and frustrated because I'm forgetting everything. I don't even remember what I was going to talk about on me forgetting. That was the show, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.
This has been Shanice reporting from HiveTV. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Take two. Well, with a debate on plastic bag. Can you redo that? Sorry.
Thing, okay? I like Mexican food. I like Chinese food a lot. I like a lot of Chinese food.
This feature is about a war that's been going on in our Oh my. This has been Shanice Abernathy reporting